Charlotte Flair forgot she's Babyface for a second. Jade Cargill vs Skye Blue was a surprise banger. Alba, Fyre, and Isla go freaking wild in the first NXT episode of the year. Rhea Ripley decimates Candice Lerae and a kid in the front row. And Saraya's mystery partner is Toni Storm. Or is she? Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS and this is Women's Wrestling Weekly for all you women's wrestling fans. Make sure to glam slam that subscribe button right now and let's go right into Raw. Raw was kind of basic. So we first had Alexa Bliss walk on top of an announce table and cut a promo where she was saying Bianca Belair is afraid of her because she's the face of evil. She says she's in charge and she'll take that Raw Women's Championship away from Bianca Belair. But then Uncle Howdy shows up from the screen asking if she really feels in charge, and then he walks out to the ramp for a stare down. But then it cuts to commercial really quickly, even before we really see what the heck is going on. It seems like they're really taking their damn time developing the storyline. Like, do they know what they're doing? Is it gonna be like a stable with Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas or what? Either way, one thing I do like is that Alexa is acting of age. At least it's all mature, dark, evil godness, which I prefer a lot more. So we will see. We then see Bayley versus Mia Yim singles match. So before the match, Bayley says Becky Lynch is in the back to watch this match, and she then tells Io and Dakota to go backstage, and this was a pretty even 50-50 match. There were a couple good spots, but overall pretty forgettable match, and Bayley picks up a win with feet on the ropes. Later in the show, Michin comes to confront Bayley about cheating, but is beaten down by the entire Damage Control. So both this and Alexa Bliss segment, absence of Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, the top two guns, was very much felt. Overall, it was a fine match.
Good, not bad.
Another match we got was Rhea Ripley versus Candice Lerae. This match is booked when Candice Lerae is getting interviewed backstage about Johnny Gargano getting injured and how she's excited to enter the Rumble, and Rhea comes out of nowhere saying that Candice has no chance of winning the Rumble and she will crush her pixie wings tonight. And she did just that. In about 4 minutes, Rhea Ripley decimates Candice, ragdolls her outside the ring. Love the prison trap submission out there. By the way, I hope that kid in the front row is okay from that brutality. And Rhea finishes Candice with the Riptide clean pinfall. It's clear that Rhea is one of the front runner for this year's Rumble, deservingly so, and kind of sucks for Candice to return in a month just for this quick one, but we all know that Candice is so good at her job. Even in some may call a squash match, her and Rhea had really great chemistry, and Candice made Rhea look like a monster. It's a mother putting over mommy. The booking overall though seems pretty basic. We have so many other women like Dana Brooke, Nikki Cross, Tamina that could be brought into this to build for Rumble, and what happens to the whole Nikki Cross stalking Candice LeRae situation? I just have high hopes for Raw as it is a 3-hour show. But ultimately, this match did its job and it was pretty fun to see, so I'll say stratisfied. Let's head to WWE NXT. So Gigi Dolan and JC Jane of Toxic Attraction come out and say that they are, and forever will be the most dominant female faction, and they will be calling the shots from now. I guess Toxic Attraction is going forward without their Queen Bee. Then we're greeted with series of short promos from Indy Hartwell, Cora Jade, Nikita Lyons, Zoe Starks, Wendy Chu, who's wearing an adorable Little Mermaid onesie, and we see the entire women's locker room come out to brawl as Thea Hall screams, "Girl fight! Girl fight!" NXT Women's Champion Roxanne then comes out and calms down the ladies and announced that next week there will be 20 women Battle Royale with the winner facing the champion at Vengeance Day. This was a really fun segment to start out the new year in NXT and really highlighted all the diverse characters in this division. And this brawl segues into Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn still brawling in backstage area and gets really freaking wild with them throwing each other to everything they see. I don't know what is going on at one point. Isla falls down into this perfectly laid out steel chairs. Then Alba puts Isla in a wheelbarrow and rolls her into the ring to start the Extreme Resolutions match, and the wildness just continues. At one point, Isla straight up throws steel chairs at Alba and she falls down from the top rope. Isla then tries to break Alba's fingers with a wrench, and then by shutting down a toolbox, we then have Isla is set up on a table, and as Alba climbs up to the top rope, Isla just like smiles and watches Alba climb up, and Alba misses the swanton, this huge swanton all the way from the top rope to the floor. Not sure if she's meant to miss it because Isla cast some weird spell on her, or maybe it was a mistake. I don't know, and it doesn't really matter because Alba stood right up and hits firebomb on the table, pins Isla for the win in 10 minutes. This match was freaking crazy. It was unhinged. I'm very satisfied. AEW Dynamite time. So we have a series of segments to build for Saraya's mystery tag partner. First, we see Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker talk to Tony Schiavone, and Britt says, Jamie is a champion and I'm the boss.
I'm the boss.
Very much teasing Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, potentially being the partner. On the second segment, Saraya is sitting next to Toni Storm and Hikaru Shida. She says AEW has the best roster and best matches, and she knows that she is sitting next to the best wrestler, singular, in the world, which is Toni Storm, so she will be her tag partner. This has Renee and Shida go like, what the f***? The disrespect was real and palpable. We talked about this whole mystery partner situation more extensively in the news and rumor episode, but I think this can go both ways. Shida turning heel on Toni and taking her out to introduce the mystery partner, even though, let's be honest, it was really Saraya that was a bitch here. Or AEW just cracked under the pressure of people expecting something too big, so they will just rather build a storyline out of this partner choosing process, which I'm also here for. Because at this point, outside of Mercedes, like Chris Statlander, Thunder Rosa, even like Nia Jax, whoever coming up into this spot will just end up disappointing the audience, so they're in the tough spot. We then see a tag match, Skye Blue and Kiera Hogan versus Red Velvet and Jade Cargill. First of all, Kiera, back with the blue hair, looked really cute with Skye Blue, and Jade Cargill looks so freaking good here. I don't even know how she looks better and better every single time. She's really that badge. But there is this tension with Red Velvet keep brewing, and here, Red doesn't even do the whole baddies entrance together, and she just walks away from them. And I was like, why is Jade letting Red disrespect her like this? Kiera was on fire for this tag match, but this match was really all about Jade and Red's mind game, giving each other nasty looks, and at the end, Jade hits Kiera with a huge choke slam, tries to tag Red in to get into the ring and whoop her ass, but Red says, hops off the apron, and Kiera rolls Jade for a clothespin, but the champ kicks out and finishes Kiera with a huge pump kick, picking up the win. We're gonna talk more about this baddie storyline in the AEW Battle of the Belts section, but this was really fun. Loved all the shady looks between Jade and Red. Very satisfied. Impact Wrestling time. We're on our way to Hard to Kill this Friday with very important matches. To build for the fatal 4-way match for the #1 contendership, we have Masha Slamovich versus Taylor Wilde, and Taylor Wilde is now this People's Witch, which is this newer, darker version of her character that she introduced mainly on her social media. I had to look it up because I was a little confused, but basically, Taylor Wilde is abducted and she's now gone, and this witch version has emerged. But like, she's not heel, or I don't think the moveset has changed that much, and she's a People's Witch, so she's still very lovable. This was a really fun showing with Masha. I love seeing Masha more on Impact, especially now that she can wrestle full matches as we're done with the squashes. And she's got this intensity and ingenuity in her wrestling. I love seeing her here. And at the end, she goes out to the ring to spit on the floor near Diana, who's doing commentary, and the virtuosa doesn't take this shit, so she loses it and she tells Masha she's disgusting, she's crass, and as Masha is distracted by that, Taylor was able to pick up a quick roll-up pin victory from Masha. And then we see Masha all angry, attacks the ring announcer, and snow plows the security member. This was really fun. Satisfied. The fatal 4-way match with these three and Killer Kelly will be so cool. I have zero idea where this could go, and I also don't know who they will be challenging, because next we see this emotional video package for the Knockouts Championship match at Hard to Kill. It's title versus career match, Jordan Grace versus Mickie James, and we see a very deep and thorough interview reflecting Mickie James's legendary career all the way from when she first started training to WWE and now in Impact Wrestling. This was really a tearjerker, and you should really watch this. And this whole video package better just be to make us really scared that Mickie might be losing and retire this week, because I am not ready for this last rodeo to end already. This year just started, we got Vince back, and we might be losing Mickie James? Like, hell to the no. Jordan Grace, I love you so much, but you better lose this. But yeah, Impact is doing their damn job making me watch this match. I'm so freaking nervous, but I'll be seated. Backstage, we see Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz arguing about their lost death dolls, and then we see Giselle Shaw here to destroy another team. Sis looks fabulous with sexy J Vidal by her, but seriously, Giselle is a Grim Reaper of tag teams. Like, everyone from Lady Frost, Alicia Edwards, The Influence, VXT, all those teams are now poof gone. She says with her and Jade, she'll help Tasha and Savannah outnumber the Death Dolls. I don't know if this means that we'll be seeing the end of Savannah and Tasha alliance soon. That also means that once booming Knockouts tag division will be basically dead with just one team left. So I'm really curious what Impact is going to do with this whole situation, because things have been pretty dire here. Either way, love me some Giselle Shaw, she's so fabulous. On AEW Rampage, we had the match for the fans, Britt Baker and AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter in action. The crowd was eating this up, especially anything Jamie, crowd is going crazy. They had this tag match against the Renegade Twins. This is AEW's New Year's gift to the fans. It was not a squash match even though it was against local talents. People love seeing Jamie and Britt, so they went out there and had a full-length match. We loved it, fans loved it. Pointless? Kind of. And it kind of sucks that the focus in Saraya's mystery partner, not the super hot, literally all the hype was around her new champion, but I'm really hoping the spotlight will be back on the champion after this week. So this was fun.
Good. Not bad.
At AEW Battle of the Bells, I did not expect to be greeted with such a banger like this. Jade Cargill defends her TBS championship against Skye Blue, and I was like, yeah, whatever, like easy match, jaded and go. But this was actually one of my favorite Jade Cargill match. This was very much Beth Phoenix versus Candice Michelle dynamic going on between them. Jade was ragdolling Skye, huge kick outside and chokeslam got me all gasping, and Skye Blue improved so much. This was like rediscovery of Skye Blue for me, and their chemistry was through the roof. And then we have Red Velvet coming out to watch the match from the ramp, and then she later comes down to slap the hell out of Layla Gray. Finally, this really solidifies her exit from the baddies, while really she should have been kicked out like months ago with that attitude. And this is the best Jaded we've seen ever, from electric chair into the Jaded. So good. The match was matching, the storyline was progressing, and the chemistry was on point. I love this match so much. I'm so satisfied. You know, this match was so good that it even got Cora Jade triggered. She was tweeting, "You want to be me, but you can never be me." What is going on between Chicago girlies? I love the baddies, and I also love these baddie feud too. And I love that they've been dropping all these cookie crumbs over a couple months, starting all the way from Kiara getting kicked out of the team and now Red turning on Jade. But there's no reason that we as a fan should have been eating off of cookie crumbs, right? We should have been served a whole meal with this feud, multiple backstage segments that clearly tell us what's going on with Red Velvet and Jade, instead of us having to connect the dots with tits and bits. But either way, loving the shadiness of this all, hoping this angle would get more TV time now. Alright, so let's go to WWE SmackDown. We first saw the in-ring debut of Scarlett as her and Karrion Kross faced Emma and Madcap Moss. And this match all started with Emma slapping Scarlett backstage. So I've been waiting for this match for a while because yes, Scarlett is a phenomenal manager and a sex pot, but she can really wrestle too. Like she can do all your favorite Canadian Destroyer. So I've been so excited to see her in the ring, and she's like so invested and so good with the character that she couldn't show that much wrestling. But that move with that sexy bridge looked really cool. But that's really all we saw from Scarlett wrestling wise, and at the end, she slams Emma into the ring post and over the announce table, which gave Kross the opportunity to lock the cross jacket for the win. I don't know if we'll see more of Scarlett wrestling because this was basically a squash match and Kross is really feuding with Rey Mysterio, it seems like, but it was all really fun. Satisfied. Then we see the return of the queen, Charlotte Flair. Seriously, yeah, she kind of gave up that last week's sexy Tekken Nina Williams styles and returned to her classic Charlotte Flair look with the gorgeous robe, and she's really the people's queen now. She greets everyone at Memphis, Tennessee and told them she missed the WWE Universe. And the crowd is eating her up, chanting, "Thank you, Charlotte." And it was really cute that Charlotte seemed to be really moved by it. I know how she never really comes across as like a genuine babyface on TV. Like I screamed when she forgot she was a babyface and snatched the title off the referee later, and then she was like profusely apologizing to the referee, which made everything really more funnier. But in real life, I heard she's like the sweetest person, so I don't know how this whole babyface run will go on TV, but so far I think people are really behind her. And then Sonya Deville comes out and challenges her, saying, "Congrats beating Ronda Rousey, but can you defeat this real fighter?" And I think everyone laughed a little bit, and this crowd was the best, and they started chanting, "Whoop that trick," and Charlotte goes, "Challenge accepted, trick."
Challenge accepted, trick.
I love when Charlotte interact with the audience like that. Uh-oh. while she's taking off that massive robe, Sonya does a sneak attack, and this was a fun welcome match for the Queen. She tries this new move, like front flip clothesline, which reminded me of her old entrance when she used to flip, but a couple people call this closed string because it was so weak. I'm sure she's gonna work on this move, but I really like this idea. And she finishes the match with a spear and figure 8. This was a fun match. I'm satisfied. You know, from Charlotte Flair being a babyface to where this leaves Ronda Rousey, I'm very unsure of everything, but I think that makes everything interesting heading into this Mania season. And then we see Liv Morgan backstage segment as she announces she will be participating in the Royal Rumble. Are we gonna see like 20 different Royal Rumble sign-up promos like this? And don't forget, Liv is still kind of crazy, so it seems like she volunteered to be entering the Royal Rumble as number 1. Thank you so much for joining in for this week's Women's Wrestling Weekly. If you haven't yet, check out me, Joey Paloma, pick who should return. Top 10 wrestlers we want to see back in the Royal Rumble, and that Candice Michelle interview that you've been clamoring for is coming this month, so subscribe right now. And you can find me on Instagram at DSShin and ring the bell DS on Twitter. I'll see you next time. Bye!